Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar on the permit portal. We're excited to share some details of a project that's well over a year in the making. Today, I am joined by our Assistant Chief Building Official, Glenn Murray, and our communications expert from the Mayor's Office, Izzy Stewart. During the presentation, feel free to add any questions you have to the chat. Izzy will compile them and we'll save some time at the end where I or Glenn can respond to those questions. So without any further ado, I'm excited to share with you what is coming for the city of Cleveland. So we'll start with this short video.
Across Cleveland, our departments are coming together to modernize how construction permits are reviewed, approved, and tracked. This new digital system replaces paper-heavy processes with one connected platform that gives everyone, from intake to inspection, the same real-time view of a project's progress. Through the permit portal and digital plan room, plans are submitted, reviewed, and approved online. Automatic checks, shared markups, and version tracking make reviews cleaner, clearer, and easier to manage. This effort delivers on Mayor Bibb's vision to make it easier to do business in Cleveland. And it's built through the collaboration of building and housing, city planning, zoning, landmarks, right-of-way, and several key review bodies. This is more than new technology. It's a new way of working together. By building a more transparent, predictable, and coordinated permitting process, we're helping make it easier to build and do business in Cleveland together.
All right. So there's a little sneak peek into some of the things that we'll be talking more about today. The agenda for today is we'll start with discussing kind of the goals of the permit portal project and what drove us to this work that we are bringing to the city. We'll do a little overview of some of the new permit portal features that are coming, and then talk a little bit about how to get started with the permit portal once we roll it out. And then, as I mentioned, we'll save the last chunk of time to answer your questions from the chat. So the three main goals of the permit project were to increase the predictability, visibility, and efficiency in the construction permitting process. We wanted one central location where folks could apply for their permits and make sure everyone understood the requirements and give some estimates of timeline to make things more predictable. We know that unpredictability in projects leads to extra time and extra money and cost, and we're happy to help reduce that for folks. The second, visibility. We want people to know where their project applications stand throughout the process. And we are using the digital plan room, which I'll get to in a bit, so that all of the comments will be in one digital location. And the email notifications that folks get will be clear with links to the next steps they need to take in the process. And for efficiency, we want the ability for folks to be able to apply, pay, submit plans, download permits, and download approved plans all online at one central location in City Hall instead of walking from department to department. So before we get into the new features, I just want to give a disclaimer that what I'm about to share won't all be available immediately. We plan to launch incrementally with different tools at different times, and we're really excited to share some of the new features that are coming, but I don't want to create the impression that they're all going to be arrive at one time. So that said, let's get into the new permit portal. This is the homepage of the permit portal, which will replace the Citizens Access portal for any of you out there who use the Citizens Access portal today. It connects you to all the applications, registrations, and licenses that you need both to apply and to look up and track different applications. The old Citizens Access portal, once we go live, will redirect to this page, and we'll use this as your homepage for navigation to all of the different applications and lookups that we have in the city. take a look at the page, we have on this left side, this navigation bar. You'll notice that if you are familiar with the Citizens Access portal, these left navigation panes match the top navigation panes currently on the Citizens Access portal to give you an easy way to link the old system back to the new system and be able to find what you're looking for. These cards in the middle are where we'll have the frequently used links that will get you directly to start the different options that you have here. And down in the footer, we'll have a number of links to different resources throughout the city, some help pages. You can see we can direct you to the City of Cleveland website or 311 for those resources or things that aren't done in the portal. And we plan to add more to this page over time and keep refining the content to make sure it is meaningful and helpful for customers. So when you go to apply in the permit portal, we have a new permit portal application tool that we'll begin using for construction projects right from launch. So this is a questions-based approach to getting the information that we need for your project. Instead of one standard or paper application where all of the questions are asked for every situation, we know some projects are small and simple, and we aim to make that application short and simple. But other projects are big, and we need to be more thorough at the beginning to make sure we gather all the information we need up front. This tool allows folks to be able to move either quickly or thoroughly through their application process in a dynamic way that isn't achievable on paper. Some of the features in the application portal include, drop downs to make the selections quick and easy to eliminate the need for typing when it's not necessary. We also have incorporated the city's GIS system into it to locate the project address. You can see a snip on there will give you a satellite view of the property location to make sure it's easy to find the location of where the construction project will be taking place. For all of the design professionals out there, this is a very exciting addition that I'll get into a little bit now. So inside the permit portal is a brand new digital plans room. So this is a digital platform where you can upload plans, review comments from plans examiners, view marked up plans from all of the city review bodies in one place. You can download permits and download signed stamped construction drawings, all from this interface that's built within the new permit portal. On the screen now, you can see this is the upload plan page. When you are uploading your plans for a project, there'll be requirements based on the type of project that you are applying for. You can see there's 3 requirements on the right side of here. And you can drag and drop files in or upload them from your computer. You can see the plans that we will accept need to be in PDF form. We have several resources that we will be publishing to help folks prepare their plans in a way that makes it easy for them to be accepted. So when plans are uploaded, this digital plans room will take the sheets and organize them based on the page numbers and the titles that are on your plans. So they separate them into these different sheets. In this example, there's 3 sheets. In some applications, there might be more than a dozen different sheets of things that we need. But this allows you to keep them organized and get directly to the sheet that you're looking for when you are reviewing the comments on the plans. Once the plans are uploaded and submitted, all of the different review bodies that need to review plans from the city, including planning or zoning or landmarks, as well as our fire reviews and building code reviews, all will be working in the digital plans room, putting comments for any issues right in the plan itself. So today, where we have letters that we send to let folks know when things are out of compliance, we'll still issue those letters when necessary, but the goal is to be able to, instead of having to translate from a letter to where is this happening in the plan, you'll be able to look right on the plan and see a box or an indicator of where the issue is occurring, along with the notes and the description of that issue, so that it's quick and easy to see. All the different review bodies will have a different color. So as you look at a page of your plans, you can see which review body had comments that you need to look at in here. One of the coolest features, I think, of this new digital plan room is the ability to compare versions of documents. So when revisions are required, in today's world, design professionals submit a new set of plans, and we largely have to review them from beginning to end because it's not clear what changed from plan to plan. The digital plan room has several ways that you can compare versions of plans. What I have here is one way which will color code what was changed or removed or added from version 1 to version 2 of a plan, so that you can see exactly what changed from version to version. There are several other ways that you can view this in the digital plans room. You can view the two versions side by side, or you can use what's called a slide bar, where the left side of your screen is one version, the right side of your screen is another version, and moving the bar back and forth, you can look from first to second version and see what changed over time. Given if you upload plans with the same titles and page numbers, this is all automated in the digital plans room software. So once you upload your revision packet, it creates the additional versions and matches them to the original version sheet by sheet in the plan room. There are many other cool features of the plan room, and we will host another webinar soon with an in-depth review of how to use the digital plan room, so be on the lookout for that invitation. We plan to supplement our city website with how-to videos, as well as directives on how to use and interact the digital plan room. The great thing about the permit portal is that the digital plan room is built right into the portal. So we're not needing to go to another website or using a different method to get our plan review. It all is completely intertwined with the portal and all of the things that our Citizens Access portal can do today and more. So when applications are in process, we know that there are many interested parties that want to see the progress. How it works today is to get all of the detailed information, you need to be the person who applied and log in to the Citizens Access portal to see the progress of the project. So to be able to open up the ability to look and see progress of a project more widely to other interested parties, we've built the permit tracker. So this permit tracker does not require a login, and anyone can search to see the status of a permit. It also doesn't require you to know the application number. A lot of projects we have our application number is the only way to locate the project. This tool allows you to search by address or parcel number, and will pull up all of the construction projects that are related to that address or parcel number that you can see. Once you click on a permit, we'll provide a lot of detail on what is going on with that permit. So you can see on the bottom left side of the screen, we have the red check marks the green check marks for the parts of the review process that are completed. And this particular permit is pending permit issuance. Those steps and statuses will change throughout the review process, so you can keep track of exactly where your project is as it moves through our review process. There's also other detailed information on the description, the contractor, and other things that can be helpful for interested parties who are curious about the progress of a project at a location. We will also include this new permit tracker will include both the new projects that you create and projects that you have created in the past. So it can serve as a nice frame of reference to go back and easily find the details of permits that were issued in the past as well. So as we roll out many new tools and the new permit portal, we want to make sure that we are supporting the use of the portal with good help pages on the city's website. So we are in the process of updating, redesigning, and reorganizing the city's construction permitting page, and it will align with all of the new features of the new system, from permit applications to digital plan room resources, and do a better job helping folks understand fee schedules and what to expect when applying for different permits. The City of Cleveland's committed to getting feedback from customers and using it to drive decision making. So we want to collect data in many ways, from the way folks are interacting with our new services to the experience customers are having when they come into City Hall or are using or apply online. So if you've been to City Hall recently, you might have seen a new kiosk that's located in the 5th floor, room 505, and these QR codes are available to share feedback as well. You know, we've started with a short, very short survey, and be on the lookout for different opportunities to share your feedback with us on how things are going. We really are dedicated to using customer feedback as we prioritize the improvements and features. What we see on day one of release of the new system will be different than what we see in month 2. We're going to continue to iterate and improve and update the system, and we want to prioritize the things that are most important to customers to make sure those get on the top of the list for what we're going to do. So getting into some of the nuts and bolts or technical ways to use the permit portal, we've not finalized the launch date yet, but we do plan to launch this fall. Our launch is going to be phased. We're going to make improvements and add new features as we incorporate customer feedback, as I mentioned from the previous slide. The Citizens Access portal will be replaced and redirect you to the permit portal for all of the needs that you have interacting with the city. So everything that's currently on the Citizens Access portal will not be lost. It will be in the permit portal, and you'll be able to do all of the same things that you do today in Citizens Access portal, plus more. We hope to make the navigation and application process more customer friendly to do those things, but you won't have to worry about losing any of the functionality that you have today. You also will not need to worry about losing access to any of the records or the projects that are currently in the Citizens Access portal. Everything from the Citizens Access portal that you can see today, you'll be able to see in the permit portal. We also are migrating usernames and passwords over, so you won't need to re-register. You can continue to use your same username and password that you've been using in Citizens Access portal. Will log you into the permit portal when it goes live. We have new registration and password reset features for any of you who've struggled with forgetting your security question answer. We no longer need a security question because we've incorporated a new secure way to change your password via sending an email and redirecting you to the password site, very similar to what you see in most modern web systems. So that concludes what the content that I want to share today, but I'm sure we have a number of folks that have some questions that they'd like to ask. So Izzy has been taking in the questions from the chat, and we'll do that right now. And I have Glenn with me if we have any technical questions that require his expertise.
Thanks, Scott. For the first question, we have a few of these. Will fire sprinkler permitting be done through this portal as they currently go through the Cleveland Fire Department for all permits?
We do plan to have all of the fire prevention permits go through this portal, and they should be part of our first launch.
The next question is, and maybe you can just walk through how this process is going to help someone trying to get a permit. The question is, how is this process going to help someone trying to get a permit? How is the city going to help a homeowner with the new process of getting a permit?
Great. Yeah. So first thing we can do is that the online system, as you go from the permit portal homepage right into the application process, should be much more intuitive than our past systems. And it should guide you from question to question to let you know what you need to do. However, we know new systems are difficult sometimes, and we can have different issues. So we still will have our team that's located in City Hall to help folks with the new process. We can have, we are planning to add some kiosks in City Hall where folks can come in and work through an online application together with someone from the city. But we aren't going to change any of the restrictions right now on what we will accept. So as we go through the process, the updated reminders, the new user-friendly interface should make it much more straightforward for citizens to be able to get the permits that they need.
I'm going to combine a few questions. Will health department review for food service establishments also will permits for the elevator division be done through this portal?
There is not a plan to incorporate any of the health permits yet, but we will be doing the other permits through there. What was the second one you asked, Izzy? There was health and
permits for the elevator division.
Yes, elevator division permits will be in this portal when we launch.
The next question is, when I have filled out permit applications for roof, the city told me I didn't have to upload any documents. Do I have to start doing that in this portal?
No, the document requirements are set based on the type of project. And there are some projects like a roof that doesn't require drawings. We won't require the upload there. There'll be an option to upload if you would like, but there won't be a requirement that will restrict you from applying.
Is the portal the first step for design review, landmarks, or BZA?
Yes, it is the first step for design review and landmarks. So one of the changes that was made kind of behind the scenes is that as you fill out one application for your project, that project is going to be reviewed by all of our planning, zoning, right-of-way bodies and get a project approval. From there, when you have project approval, you then can apply for your building permits and any mechanical permits that you might need. One of the cool features of the new system is that anything question that you've answered as part of the project review will automatically be filled into your building permit application. And so that just leaves a few additional questions that you need to get your building permit. And that's the same if you then need mechanical permits that stem from your building permits. We won't need to ask you your name and the location and the responsible party or any of those things again. We'll remember those from your original project application and carry them through to all of your building and mechanicals.
Scott, for this question, maybe you can talk about the predictability a little bit. The question is, what is the turnaround time from the time submitted until the time the permit is issued?
So that's highly variable based on the type of project. There are some permits that you can come in and get the same day, but other large projects that need to go through our city planning process, our landmark review process, design review, or our right-of-way process, those can take months because we need to get in front of different review bodies and gain approval from different commissions before we can even get to applying for the building permit. So that the question is, it varies, but what we plan to do is you'll be able to see where you are in each step of the process, and you'll have contacts that you can reach out to for different people that will send via email when you get to that process that can help guide you through it.
Scott, the next question is, will city engineering and Cleveland Water also be integrated into this portal?
Yes, they will. So as part of the review of our right-of-way team, some people who are familiar have known it as PetBot, has about 14 or 15 sub-review bodies that when a review goes through them, it will go to Cleveland Water, it can go to the sewer district, it will go to power, it will go to our urban forestry team if that is necessary. And the requirements for going to those places are all determined by the questions that you'll answer when you fill out your application. And so if you're not planning to move any city trees, then you won't need to be reviewed by urban forestry. Or if you're not planning to do any power work, it won't need to go through to the electrical companies to review.
The next question is there a document size restriction for upload?
I do not believe there is. This is a good question for Seth that we'll address at the webinar on the at the webinar for specifically for the digital plan room. But being that they're PDFs, we're not accepting any of the larger CAD and design files. We'd need a PDF, and those we tend to be able to handle any size of the PDF.
Will there be a way to enter job costs ourselves or other information that is typically needed to pay and get a permit, eliminating the need to email building and housing with details before getting a permit?
Yes, one of the fields in the new portal asks for your job value and your construction cost, and you can fill it in right there during the application, and you won't need to reach out to anyone via email.
Do we know at this point if the portal will be available in any other languages?
At this point, we do not have a plan to have a Spanish or other language version, but that is a great comment for us to consider as a city on a way we could make it more accessible.
Is the city team prepared to assist non-architects and folks without access to architectural expertise, ordinary homeowners, for example?
Absolutely. So while the digital plan room can handle, big, huge pages of construction drawings, we also get hand-drawn sketches of where a fence is going to go on a property, and we will continue to accept those. They can be uploaded as a PDF, just like the large construction drawings are. And the goal is to simplify that. We do plan to get a document camera in the fifth floor of City Hall. So if someone does come in with a paper plan, they're free to submit the paper plan, or we can scan it and upload it to make it easier to track as well. And ideally, if folks can have a PDF of what they're doing from their home, they'll be able to apply, pay, upload their plans, and download the permits all from home without the need to come to City Hall. We love seeing residents come in, but we know that it can be a challenge both in getting there and parking and navigating downtown. So we want to make this easy for folks to do from their home or office.
Can payment be done online, and will permits be distributed virtually?
Yes, so folks that are familiar with the application process know that we start with our zoning fee. Once we're through that, you'll be able to pay your plan review fee. And then once your plans are reviewed, you'll be able to pay for your permit fee. All three of those steps you can do online with a credit card or with a bank account number. And then in the digital plans room, your permit you can download right from home and print. So you will not need to come into City Hall to pick it up.
For demolitions in the white demo jacket, will this still be the multi-step process done online, or will we still be able to fill it out in person?
You'll still be able to fill it out in person if that's your preference, but we will accept demolition applications through the new portal.
Will projects that require design review, landmarks, planning, and BZA see those meeting steps outlined within the portal as line items in the process?
So the answer is yes, but probably not initially. So from your initial application, we can get a pretty good idea if this is going to need additional reviews, but we still have a staff member in City Hall who reviews them and determines which of those steps are needed. So once a person, once someone in City Hall reviews it and says, yes, this needs to go to design review, that's when you'll be able to see that that becomes a required step, not initially. So we want to make sure we're using the technology to make things simple, but also not relying on the technology to make decisions that we want to keep in place of experts in City Hall. We currently do not have BZA applications through this portal. Those are not changing as of this point, but it is definitely an opportunity for us in the future to tie the whole process up digitally to help customers.
The next question is, will contractor registration be done in this new portal?
Yes, contractor registration can be done in the portal. Currently, we can only do renewals in the portal, but we do have plans for folks to be able to apply to be a contractor for the first time eventually. That isn't built yet, but it is on the short list of things that we are looking to do soon.
Will we be able to schedule inspections through the portal corresponding with our permits?
Inspections currently are still scheduled through the inspectors, excuse me. And so when you're issued a permit, you'll be assigned an inspector with an email and a phone number to call to schedule. Coming later next year, we are looking at some options for inspector scheduling that is done either digitally or through the phone rather than needing to contact the inspectors. But for the short term, nothing with scheduling inspections is going to be changing with the release of the portal.
This question has to do with the address portion of the portal. The person asking the question has had issues with the 311 online portal and finding the exact address. The question is, will we be able to manually put in an address without clicking on
Izzy, I'm not able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. The question is around addresses. The person asking the question stated that when they use the 311 online portal, they have an issue locating the exact address. The question is, will we be able to manually put in an address without clicking on a map?
Yes, absolutely. The map is just to help you verify the location, but as you type in your address number, the 256, a list of drop downs of properties in the city of Cleveland that start with 256 will come. You can finish typing your entire address, or you can click on the address that's yours from the list below.
Is there an intent to have an admin check and review or pre-screen review for comments on uploads that are missing information?
Sorry, Izzy, we can't hear you again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is there an intent to have an admin check and review or pre-screen review for comments about uploads that are missing information or other issues?
Yes, we still have our intake team that reviews submissions, review them before they are quote unquote accepted. And so they will look at what has been submitted, and if there's anything that's missing, they'll reach out to folks to let them know so that they can get that up front and it won't slow them down later in the process.
It looks like a lot of these are repeat questions, so just a reminder that this webinar will be uploaded to our website later today. Any other questions for Scott before we wrap up? Scott, the question is.
Yeah, sorry, real quick, I do want to confirm that 500 megabits per document is the max size for upload. Seth chimed in to share that with folks. So for the person who asked that question, there's that information for you.
Scott, the question is simple replacements of windows and doors. Can we go over the process of applying? What are they listed as in the portal?
Yeah, so those would be windows and doors would be an exterior remodel, and that process you'll specify what you're doing in the exterior, replacing windows, replacing doors, and then that will tell us to make sure it's on the right path to get to the right review group.
Will there be an opportunity to submit for zoning prior to complete construction plans being completed?
Yes, the requirements for the first step of getting your project approval do not require that you have final building plans completed. You can get your project approval with site plans and elevations and some of those other things that will impact those review bodies, but the final building plan doesn't need to be uploaded until you already have project approval and you're applying for your construction building permit.
This is going to be the last question, but how will local planners know to sign off?
Local planners know to sign off. I think this question is referring to how will they know there's something for them to review so that they can review it and sign off. The process will flow through the different departments. So once you apply, if your application needs to be reviewed by planning, then it will be sent to them digitally, and folks will be working from queues to review these plans, and then you'll get email notification when your city planner reviews and has approved that portion of your application. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I hope that we were able to share some of the exciting things that are coming from the city of Cleveland, and we look forward to continuing to improve as we go forward.